Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all of our 30, 35 followers, and everyone that knows that Rush is the greatest three-man band to ever exist. Welcome to the Dad Religion Podcast. I'm Jason. That
Jim.
is Jim, and we run the sinking ship. How's everyone doing?
We're sinking, brother. I'm ready to drink some beer, man. Ready to drink some beer. Been looking forward to this. It's cool to do a podcast with a master chef and a brewer.
Master
Oh,
Chef.
right.
I appreciate those kind words, but I wouldn't say master. So
And a brewer.
Today we're gonna drink a few beers, talk about the beers, and just have some conversation. Talk about life, what's going on in the world, and there's a lot of fucked up shit going on in the world.
Dude, you're gonna have to bring me up to speed on that because I did like a 4-day hiatus. I just have not watched any news. No, seriously, none.
I mean, we got a lot to talk about before those 4 days. What do you mean?
That's true.
But we also can talk about sports. I went to an amazing show last weekend, and I still say you need to make that trip to LA. It is 100%. You'll be thanking me afterwards. I'm telling you will.
We'll have to see.
All right, so I think we're gonna start off with a little Hefeweizen. What are you thinking?
Sounds good.
What you got?
So this is what I got. You mentioned
say
that
it,
you like.
Say it out loud.
I will not do that.
On.
That'll get our first hate mail.
Hens.
This one had a pretty good review. Let's see. Wow. Why never mind. I haven't even drinking yet.
Me, I'm drinking the Joseph's Brau Hefeweizen, Bavarian style.
So now, shall I put this orange in there, or would you say no? No. All right, no. The master says no. Pour it.
I mean, you could though. I mean, it does make the beer taste better. I'm not gonna lie. But then you lose all the flavors of it. You know what you're looking for.
Cool. Well, let's go this way this time.
Oh. Now that's how you pour a beer. Oh, too fast.
Oh, did I? My bad.
Look at all that head you got on there. Lucky man.
It's gonna chill down.
You get all the head. Cheers.
Oh, that's yummy, bro.
Yeah. So there's 7, I guess, flavor categories in beer. I believe this one is fruit and spice. So you're gonna get like banana notes, vanilla, bubble gum. That's a big one.
I didn't get bubble gum.
Well, not in every one, but you'll get it. You just gotta squish it around in your mouth, kind of like wine. Apple, peaches, pears, oranges, lemon, apricot, clove, pepper, coriander.
Banana. What I'm getting
really
is banana.
Malty,
on the back end, banana.
Toffee, caramel.
That's a lot.
Toasty notes. You don't get all those, but that's generally what comes out of a hef. A hef, a wit beer, a saison. Those are all part of that style. Belgian blondes, Belgian strong blondes, stuff like that. What's funny is I don't drink too much beer anymore, so this is a nice, refreshing.
And neither do I, mainly for stomach reasons. And it was a sad divorce, to be completely honest. We had a really good relationship for a number of years. This is delicious. This is really good.
So
I'm gonna actually.
This is my favorite beer to drink on an everyday. If I'm like a lawnmower beer, I guess they call it. Something you can mow the lawn with, sit out by the pool with. It's light. It's refreshing. It's not heavy at all.
No.
And that's why I wanted to start with it and gradually work our way up.
Yeah, this is delicious.
Anyways, so what's going on, man? How are things?
both of our teams have the best record in baseball.
You got the best record in baseball, I think.
Well, but you're probably going to have it today if you win your game, because I don't think we're going to win ours. So, but we've been playing this little game where we're the best records in baseball, and it's kind of cool. I like that. It's kind of
It's
dope.
weird. It's really strange for me.
Yeah, it probably feels better for you than it does for me. I feel like there's omens for like a team that comes in, that's supposed to win, to like have a good record. I kind of would rather be average for most of the season and then spike at the end. But you could pick up momentum from this kind of thing. Your team could like feed off of this, and in the end, become
I feel like I have imposter syndrome right now, so I'm just waiting.
It's true,
waiting. I think that we definitely need some pitching because Skubal isn't going to cut it for the entire season.
Can't carry it all by himself.
And unfortunately, he may be a Dodger next year.
Well, we'll see if he's on the market, and we've got
he's a free agent. And
Yeah.
I don't know if we can afford him. The only people that can afford him are you guys, or the Yankees, which is ridiculous. But
I doubt
whatever.
that we're going to be the only team in the market for Skubal next year, but maybe I'd be down. I'm not going to lie, dude. Scoob's a dope.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We need pitching. If we don't get
Yeah.
pitching, we're not going to go far. Need another bat too.
What have your injuries looked like so far?
Mostly pitching.
Is Carpenter still out? That wasn't
Huh?
Carpenter? Is he out?
No, he's back. But he's a bench guy. He just comes off the bench. He doesn't start.
He had a hamstring, right? Or something like that?
Something to that effect, yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Flaherty's been pitching like straight dog shit, so
Yeah, I seen that.
it's pretty bad. But it'd be cool to see a Tigers Dodgers. I'd like a Tigers Padres World Series. That's what I want
you would.
personally. But
What would you do?
I'll take any Tigers anybody World Series, to be honest with you.
Pretty sure that the Dodgers and the Tigers, to my knowledge, have never played. I'll have to look that up. If they did, it was like ages ago.
I mean, nah, we didn't. If we played you, you would have been Brooklyn.
They would have been Brooklyn, and Detroit would have won because Brooklyn didn't win until 1950. But Brooklyn did make it to the World Series once in a while back in the day.
Yeah.
Back when they were terrible.
So what else is going on? What's going on in your life?
Had the grandson here for about 5 hours today, and he was not happy. He's teething. That's why I'm very happy about this episode. Yeah, I know. I'll post something.
Teething. You know what's great about being a grandparent is you get to hand that baby back.
This is true. This is very true. He saw his first fireworks last night. That was cool. We were at our friend's house, and he just had some that he did off in his backyard. It was pretty cool, and he was into them. He had his little earmuffs on and shit. I'll post some pictures later on.
Yeah, we got rained out here.
Are you serious?
I guess you have not been watching the news.
Not
Central
at all.
Texas has floods. There's 13 kids missing at this point.
In
3
Texas?
dead. Yeah.
Oh, dude, where in Texas? By you?
Here.
By y'all? Oh,
Central
no.
Texas. Yes.
Bro.
There's 13 kids got swept away. They were out. I'm not 100%, but I think they're out camping or something like that, and they're all missing.
Oh, no.
Three people dead, I think, that they know of.
Oh, bro.
It wasn't in Austin. It was in Central Texas, so it was around this area.
The rain that
Oh,
caused
God. It hasn't stopped raining in 4 days, dude.
But what were you talking about? Like, how many inches?
I'm sorry. The death toll is up to 43.
Oh,
I
Jesus
said 3. Oh, no. I lied. 30 minutes ago, it's up to 48.
Jesus.
Dozens still missing from a summer camp.
Oh, man.
15 children among the dead. It's been crazy. Like, I went to Costco today, and it wasn't raining when we went in, and then me and Marley were coming out, and it was just a downpour of rain. I had to put her in the cart, and Costco's toilet paper things, like the big things of toilet paper. You've been to Costco, right? So I had her lay down in the cart, and I put the toilet paper over the top of her. And I rolled her to the car, and I was just drenched. It was brutal, dude.
Dads! Yeah. Thank you for that, Jason.
I mean, everyone
I knew
came
that
out of
story.
Costco, and they were just standing there, and I'm like, Get out of my fucking way. I want to move. Can you move, move, move? I'm just going to go out in the rain. I'm not going to melt. So the people at Costco came out and said, folks, we know it's raining, but you cannot be standing here. You're going to have to walk out in the rain. Like, come on, out. Let's go. So, yeah, it's been coming down for 4 days.
That's freaking nuts.
Yeah.
Hey, Marley's a big star. Her jokes that we posted are getting more views than us.
I mean, do you blame them? Do you blame them?
I don't. Not even a little bit.
Yeah, she's a little rock star. She is.
No.
She's got quite the personality.
You got to post another one of those up soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, let's talk about what's going on in the world.
Tell me what's going on in the world.
Oh,
I mean, it's been 4 days, man. Lots has changed, right?
We got the big ugly bill, or the big beautiful bill, as they say, that has passed.
The billionaire bill.
The billionaire bill. It's like people think it's some great bill. It's like
Which people think that? Who thinks that? Like,
there's a lot. Well, MAGA.
Yeah.
And what they just don't get it. It's not. It's like, oh, here, billionaires, have some money. I don't care if I have health care, as long as you're happy. As long as you and Israel are happy. We got to put Israel in everything. 10,000 ICE agents.
10,000 ICE agents.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So
10,000 dudes in masks.
With
the same
guns.
Dudes that told us to take off our masks during COVID. Not all of them, I'm sure, but
I want to know how many of those guys who are now swelling the ranks of ICE, like how many of those people were at Jan 6, but like just didn't go into the Capitol. You know what I'm saying? They escaped prosecution, but they were there.
I'm sure there's a lot of both sides on ICE.
I'll tell you what, dude. I see a lot of brown-skinned folks in ICE, and I mean specifically Latinos, and I don't even know what the fuck to think about that, bro.
I don't think that. I just think some people just can't quit their job. You know what I mean? You can't make it out there just because someone else thinks you should, you know.
It's not a bad economy. Go into private security. There's lots that they can do.
Yeah,
I mean, not the kind of thing where you have to do that. Like when you start rounding up people and pulling them out of car washes and.
Oh, I agree with you. I just don't agree it's that easy to just quit your job for some people and go do something else. You know?
I certainly don't know that all of them would do that. I just would like all of the Latinos to do that. I would really like there to be no fucking voluntary Latinos working in ICE doing this, rounding people up because their own ancestors came over the same fucking way. And you saw what I posted on Facebook about my grandma. Yeah. Shit, you look at me, dude. Look how freaking white I am. If it weren't for my grandma and my great grandma coming across with money to bribe the customs officials, I mean, I don't exist today. You know, it's like, and how many people even realize that what they're doing today is smashing the dreams that would have been their grandparents or their great grandparents. I don't know, bro.
I think it's easy for you to say because you're not in that position. But some of these guys may have worked their whole entire life doing this and working their way up to get here. I understand your point of view, but I just don't think it's as cut and dry as you make it.
No, I don't think it's an easy decision. I hope I don't make it seem like I think it's an easy decision, but I do think it's the moral decision. You know.
Sure, I guess it's. But I mean, this is what's gonna happen. Okay, now, hypothetical here. And again, people, I'm on one side, but I love to play hypotheticals. After this 3.5 years or whatever's left, a different administration comes in with different views and different ways of doing things. And then all this ICE is tampered down and they're back to what they're usually doing. And then all these dudes are like, fuck, I just gave up my career. And now look, we're back to normal. It's just not that cut and dry. You know what I mean?
They want to show back up at the fucking family picnic is what's going to happen. And everyone's going to be like, oh, dude, I saw you. I know that was you.
You didn't see me. I had a mask on, motherfucker. I was hiding.
Dude, I know
I'm
you. You're
hiding
my
from the
cousin. I know that
cameras. You
nose,
never
bro.
saw me.
I know that tattoo. I saw it on your arm,
What are
Essay.
you talking about? More people have tattoos than just me. I
All
have
right.
long sleeves on.
I'm still. You just keep in mind. I'm still coming off of my my own family picnic weekend
No, I
last
get it.
week.
I understand your point of view 100%. I just don't think it's that easy for some people to just do
It probably
that.
is not. It probably is
Doesn't
not,
make
Jason. I'll be the
not,
first to admit that I'm emotional about this particular topic.
not
Okay.
everyone can do what you are gonna do. What you would do.
Oh,
If you were
that's
in that
true. Oh,
position.
that's true. And I don't even know. I'm not in that situation, so I honestly don't even know what I would do. Like what the pressure would be like from the community that I built around myself, my wife or my family. I'm sure that I wouldn't be telling my grandma what I was doing. That would be a hard pill for her to swallow. I would think. But yeah, you're right. It's not as easy as that, and I'll bet it's difficult for these guys that are doing that. I don't think they're going home and like
Yeah,
putting
I'm gonna say a majority of them probably don't agree with it, but they're doing their job.
possible. It's possible. All right, half gone.
Damn, for a guy who wasn't gonna drink a whole beer, I still got some.
Yeah, but that's the half. That's the half. I will not be hitting the Lagunitas that hard.
Well, I mean that's a different
The
style of beer.
hazy, the
Yeah,
hazy. I got a Maximus, and according to you, it's 9%. I haven't found that yet,
it's at
but I'm
least
already a little
it's at
buzzed
least
from the beer.
9%. You're not
I'm
using
trying
the
to.
same glass, right? Got a new
Nope.
glass?
Oh, I got a new glass, my friend.
Man, you powered through that.
Well, it was a serious conversation.
I think
This has got a great color, Jason. Oh man,
that's a
this is
hazy. So you're gonna get that orange juice color.
better pour.
Much better pour, 100%. I picked up Gold Jacket, Green Jacket. I don't know. It's Martin House Brewing, which is definitely a Texas brewery. They do Ooh, I'm not gonna drink. This one's 10%.
That's a barley wine.
No, barley wine's probably like 14, 15%. I've brewed a few of those. It's one of my favorite styles also. Yeah. The IPA, which was made, I was in Boston a few weeks ago, about a month and a half ago actually. They have the best hazies. That's why they're called New England IPAs. Those are hazies.
Kind of where they got their start, It's
Michigan
the
Glass,
OG.
Go Blue.
Yeah.
That's where they came from. It's with the hazies. They do a thing called a whirlpool. So at the end of the brewing cycle, when they put their hops in, they whirlpool it real quick, and they keep whirlpooling. I'm not sure for how long, like 3 minutes, something like that. And it gives it this hazy. Back in the day, this would be horrible because you want to be able to see through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Excuse me. So I'm getting grapefruit smell. Heavy grapefruit. This is big grapefruit.
Yeah, you're gonna have that. You're gonna have that, most definitely.
Oh.
Hops, juicy.
All that. This is delicious. Ooh. Oh.
Yeah.
So what's up
Chris.
with what's up with brewing in Texas? Is it a thing? Do they get down with that, or are they kind of just?
Oh no, they have a lot of breweries out here.
So
Tons
what
of breweries.
is
But it's
like
not San Diego for sure.
No, well, dude, like San Diego in the early 2000s and the early 2010s was pretty off the hook when it came to.
It still is, dude.
Yeah, it's chilled out a bit. I think the market is flattened a little bit. Some of the breweries aren't quite doing quite as strong, and I got to be honest, like some of the flavors aren't. Maybe it's just because it was something new to suddenly have all this around you, and there hasn't been a whole lot of variation. They haven't changed too much. I'm still drinking the same basic things, and I never got into sours. I couldn't roll with sours, and so I was always with the IPAs, and I was always with the blondes.
If you ever get a chance, if you want a really good, I think at least when I lived there, the best hazy IPAs out there come from North Park Brewing.
North Park Brewing?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go down there, have a beer, have a bite to eat. I think they got a sausage restaurant in there. You can get some sausages and pretzels and stuff. It's right in the heart of North Park. Whenever I'm there, I go and I pick up 2 4-packs. I'm sure other people.
Let's talk about that beer renaissance in San Diego that happened a few years back. But first, like, tell me really quick, what is like the culture of like microbrewing in Texas like? I mean, it's a big place, so I would imagine it's probably different in different places. Are
There's a lot of small breweries out here.
Yeah.
A lot of decent breweries.
I imagine where you are.
I have not brewed since I've been out here.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I've actually been trying to sell my brew kit so I can go down and just because my kit is so big. Literally, it's like a small brewery. So it's just something I don't need anymore. I want to start doing smaller batches. It's
right.
not nowhere near as good as San Diego. Not even close.
Yeah.
San Diego, Boston area, New England, Connecticut, all that area. And I'd say Colorado, the top 3 best. Oh, Northern Cali's good too. My favorite, Sierra Nevada is my favorite brewery. They're up there. That
was the first beer, microbrewery beer that I tasted. I'm like, oh, that's flavor. I'm like,
I think that's everyone's first. Mine was Sierra Nevada Pale Ale was my first.
Yeah, that was the one. Green bottle.
One. Yeah, and you know their facilities are like 90% off the grid. All their water is recycled water that they make their beer with. Everything is controlled by solar. Like their whole place is solar. It's all.
When you say recycled water,
reclaimed water. It's not toilet water. They have a whole system that does it. I don't think it's toilet water.
Okay.
And if it is, then they're on to something because it's great beer.
They were the first ones, though. Honestly, the first ones where I tasted it. You know what happened? My college roommate went up to Chico for a summer to do like 6 weeks to do a Shakespeare play, and he came back with a 6-pack of Sierra Nevada because it's up in Chico. That's where the brewery is, and I changed my life. I'm like, I hadn't had a beer in like 5 years because I just I had enough Miller Lite, Bud, things that I just drank copious amounts of back in the day.
I loved Bud Light, so I have nothing to say.
Dude, I did Bud Light, Bud Dry. I was a Budweiser bro, dude. No, I know I don't look it, but like I'm Mexican. We cook carne asada. We drink Budweiser.
I know you've said that about 30 times in this podcast. Dude, we know you're Mexican, Jim.
My cousin. Yeah, that's the way that we drank. Family picnic was lots and lots of cases of Budweiser.
Yeah. What were we talking about again? Before that,
we're talking about
Old Man.
Sierra Nevada.
Oh yeah, Sierra Nevada. Yeah, that's my favorite brewery. Great brewery all around. They do a lot for the community. They're just a great brewery.
So
and they've been doing it for so long. And when talking about like Budweiser and Miller, and they're great breweries too, because they have to make the same beer over and over and over again and not change a thing. It always tastes the same. It's always, so I mean, they're just not. It always
tastes exactly the same,
Yeah, my father-in-law,
Budweiser.
Jeffrey Stammen.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Sheridan Stammen.
Uh-huh.
Gonna hate that I said that. He used to tell me a joke.
What's up, Jeff?
He used to say, drinking Coors Light is like having sex on a canoe. Because it's fucking close to water. Cheers. Straight from the Rockies.
This is definitely not Coors Light.
No, it's not. So I want to talk a little bit about Israel. Sorry.
Oh, brother. Yeah.
And there's something I don't understand about Israel. Well, there's something I don't understand about American politicians in Israel. I don't understand why we kiss Israel's ass. Okay, let me backtrack a little bit. I'm going to bring Tucker Carlson in. I think I was telling you earlier. I'm not a huge fan of Tucker Carlson, but I love what he's doing right now. He's like pushing buttons left and right. He is pushing buttons. And he had another person I despise even more than him, Marjorie Taylor Greene on. Okay, so I was listening to this pod, right? And she's saying some things I actually agree with too. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Anyways, she said since she's been in Congress, there's been 22 things they voted on to help Israel in forms of like anti-Semitism and stuff like that. And she said they have not voted on not one thing to help Americans, like in that aspect. 22 for Israel, none for Americans.
Wait, let's unpack that just a little bit, what you just said. So Marjorie Taylor Greene is on the Tucker Carlson show.
Yeah.
And she's explaining that in Congress, there's been called for a vote, 30-something bills to in some way assist Israel. We're talking about the nation of Israel.
It could be resolutions defending Israel. Sorry. So that's what it was.
Okay.
22 resolutions defending Israel, and no resolutions defending Americans or a class of Americans or a certain part of Americans or Americans just in general. Now, to me, that is wild. Now, also, each member of Congress, at least on the Republican side, has a AIPAC person. Like they have their own little AIPAC buddy.
Everyone in Congress?
What has been told. This is by another congressman. This is what he said. Again, this was on another Tucker Carlson thing.
So does that mean that Marjorie Taylor Greene has an AIPAC
possibly,
person?
Yes. So an AIPAC person that has their phone number. Does Israel have naked pictures of everyone? What the fuck is going on? I'm so confused and I just don't get it. What is it with fucking Israel? And if they come back and say that, oh, it's in the Bible. Well, I've listened to a lot of fucking people disprove that it says anything in the Bible that you must fucking help Israel or you're cursed or whatever fucking that whack job Ted Cruz said. There's nothing in the Bible that actually says that, number one. And going back to his interview with Tucker Carlson, are we talking about the government of Israel back in the biblical times? I don't know if we've talked about this before. We may have.
Which was a theocracy, by the way. It wasn't it wasn't like the democratic parliamentary government that you have in Israel now. It was a theocracy.
It's like they are the United States. They're running this. Everything is about Israel. But Israel is over committing genocide and no one's doing a fucking thing. I don't fucking understand. I'm sorry. I'm not against the Israeli people at all. Just help me understand why they're more important than our own people at home.
I don't. Okay. The one thing I will say is that I'm not really sure that Marjorie Taylor Greene is forthright when she makes her comparison, because 32 resolutions defending
22.
Israel. 22?
Yeah.
22 resolutions defending Israel and none defending Americans. Well, how many potential have there been? I think she's playing games. That's all that I want to say about that. That said,
sure, I'm not saying she's right by any means.
Yeah, no.
I'm just saying that's what she said.
That said, I think that what you have, Jason, and to be completely honest, is just a very unfortunate alliance between different interests that just seem to line up right now. You've got those Christian nationalists that really do believe that, Israel and Jerusalem in particular, the temple needs to be rebuilt under the Israeli people in order to precipitate the end of the world. There's those people, right?
Yeah.
And you've also got these other people over here that are neocons that are like, oh, well, if we chill with Israel, can we go and get Iran the way we've always wanted to? And so there's this other little group over here. And then you've got this group in the middle, which is called MAGA. And and with them, you've got a president who's like, oh, what can I do to just have a victory? What can I do to look like a badass and drop some motherfucking bombs and go and kick some ass for people on people who we've just hated forever? And on the other side, who do you have to stand up to that? There's really no one, I don't think, to stand up to that right now.
Yeah.
And Israel.
That actually, thank you, because that makes me think. I didn't think about that aspect of it, but still, It's still fucking crazy.
It's like bananas.
All these people. I mean, I believe in God. I wouldn't consider myself a Christian. I believe in, but not everyone is that.
No,
we live in a melting pot, and just because you say this is what happened in the Bible doesn't make it true.
Listen, dude, there's something to be very clear. Like, the people who actually believe in that seven mountain bullshit, the people who really do believe in this whole making, setting the whole world up for the return of Christ, they're a very, 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 very small percentage of the population of Christians in this world. Even in this country, the problem is they have a disproportionately large amount of power for their small belief. They've played a really good long game, Jason, since like the early 70s to get people into positions of power where they can start to make these kinds of decisions. And they actually, if you want my honest opinion, they are also theocratic. They are more about what they believe religiously right now than about the nation and the Constitution. They would set all of that aside if they thought that it comported with their religious beliefs. But there's still a very, very small percentage, I think, of believers. There's a lot of people in their congregations, when you talk to them, they're like, oh, well, I don't really believe in that rapture stuff. That's kind of weird. That's wild. It's when you get into it, there's a lot of people who are like, I just believe in God really, really seriously. Like, I've been moved by the Spirit. I'm really in. This is the church that I've always gone to. And without their really, I say without their knowing it because they've never really paid attention, but without their knowing it, their pastors have moved their church in that direction. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Brainwashing of America. I know it's been going on for a while, but I don't understand. To believe everything a government tells you or everything one human tells you is very damaging in general. It's scary, and I don't get it.
I wonder when we do the post-mortem on all this, if we don't discover that the reason for this move towards like this brand of religiosity in this country isn't somehow related to the desperate feelings that some people had during COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think COVID had a ton to do with it.
Dude, it changed us, bro.
Oh.
And so did 9/11. And
Not
think
me.
about that. Yeah, well, no,
didn't change me, but it changed a lot of other people.
Change you because it didn't change me either. I hated it. I thought it sucked. I hated seeing those buildings fucking fall and shit, all that stuff, and I hated all the wars that transpired afterwards. But
you're talking about 9/11 or COVID?
I'm talking about both. First it was 9/11, then it was COVID.
Think about all the shit we've been through. We've been through a lot of shit.
What I was just about to try and say, that we are a generation who has been through both 9/11 and COVID. And you have to wonder if this swing towards religiosity, which is weird because people were becoming less religious in this country, still spiritual, less religious. And in the last half decade, it's gone way back the other way, and people have become much more religious.
I wonder if it's people thought they were going to die, during COVID or during 9/11, there was going to be a terrorist attack, so they decided to get into God more.
Yeah. Another thing, how much pressure did COVID put on families and on individuals that suddenly had to live together and they find themselves in counseling? Maybe they started drinking too much during COVID and they're like, oh, whoa, this is fucking me up. What do we got to do? We'll get straight. We'll go to church. That's just a time-honored type of a tradition. You're probably right. I think both those scenarios sound right. But yeah, COVID probably drove more people to church, just the same way that 9/11 did. And not only did 9/11 drive people to church, it drove certain people in church to a more, what do you want to call it? Like group-oriented way of thinking about church, like my group versus your group. I remember when Christine and I were getting ready to get married, we were living in South Pasadena and we wanted to get married in the Catholic Church. We were still considering ourselves Catholic at the time. We went to church there at Holy Family Church in South Pasadena for a number of months in order for us to be eligible to get married in that beautiful church. And Monsignor Connolly was the name of the pastor of that church, and he had been a clerk for Cardinal Roger Mahony, who I had altar boyed for way back in the day when I was a kid. And this is before I knew anything about Roger Mahony, and I don't know anything about Father Connolly or Monsignor Connolly, and I hope to God nothing bad.
I don't know nothing about Roger Mahony either.
He didn't do anything bad himself. He just moved bad priests from place to place and kind of kept Anyway.
Seems par for the course.
This guy, this Monsignor Connolly, he gave the greatest homilies that I ever heard, bro. And in one homily, this is prior to 9/11, mind you, in one homily that I heard him say, he had taken a train ride, and in this train ride, he was sitting next to a cleric of the Muslim faith, and they had struck a conversation with each other for like 4 hours while they were going through London or someplace in Europe. He felt he became so close to that man in that train ride that when they were exiting the train, he said, "I'm going to do something right now. I'm going to bow down in front of you, and I'm going to ask you to bless me in the name of Allah. And then I would ask you to bow in front of me and allow me to bless you in the name of Jesus Christ." And they did that. Like, that is a pre 9/11 religious experience that I don't think exists to this day. I haven't seen anywhere since then. 9/11 did that.
Weird
9/11
times.
did that religion.
But real quick, back to Tucker Carlson.
Okay,
Quick.
sorry, bro.
No, you're good. I love your stories about the church. That's just me. But he is. There's a lot of these far right conservative mouthpieces that are kind of switching their tune. I don't know if it's for ratings or what, but it's kind of funny. He's now interviewing the president of Iran, and he had to put a disclaimer on his thing because I like to listen to all right, left. I like to listen to all podcasts. I listen to everything. So he put a disclaimer on why he's doing it.
Okay.
Because he's like, I know I'm going to get shit for this, but he's like, Americans deserve to know everything. So I'm like, why do I agree with Tucker Carlson right now? What is going on in this world? Did I agree with him? That's wild. But I digress. No more Tucker. I had to put away that IPA. Can't drink it all and get into this.
Yeah, I got this far, and I'm gonna have to move on to the stout. What do you got?
So we're on to our last beer. I got a classic, Samuel Smith. I was trying to get the oatmeal stout, but they only had the chocolate stout. It's a great organic beer.
I got the oatmeal stout.
And it's made by Samuel Smith's Brewery. They don't, I mean...
it's the first oatmeal stout I ever tasted right here, brother.
It's the first what?
First oatmeal stout I ever tasted.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Crazy? Really?
It would have been in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
So a misconception that I always had was that because a stout was such a hearty beer, that it was going to be higher in alcohol, but it's just not. They're usually a little lower in alcohol. Am I right?
Well, it depends. No, I mean, God, I've made some stouts that are like, one time I made a churro stout.
That sounds amazing.
And I fermented with actual churros. I went and bought churros. And that thing I bought a bunch of churros. That thing got up to like 13%.
So what are we drinking in this one? Do you know?
What do you mean, what are we drinking?
Like
the ABV?
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't say it on here.
I don't see it either.
If I can find it out. This is my favorite winter beers. I love stouts in the winter. I know it's not winter right now, but let me look it up.
I didn't get much of a head on mine. That's sad to me.
Whoa, you don't got any head. Look at my head.
And I just stuck.
I got more head than you. I got more head than you.
Shut up.
I think the IPA's kicking in.
Oh yeah. So oatmeal, yeah. I always get coffee when I drink a stout. I get a.
You are looking at 5% on that. Nothing big. Same on this.
Nothing at all.
So that's a Budweiser.
That is not a Budweiser.
In my opinion, this beer right here is the best tasting example of a chocolate stout. A basic chocolate stout. None of those crazy fucking... I've also done a Mexican chocolate stout. But just a basic chocolate stout, this is the best example out there, period, hands down. So after
That's
this
awesome.
podcast, if you're going to get a beer, skip the Guinness for once and just grab a bottle of this.
If I'm out, maybe we'll see. I'll this is delicious. I wish there was more head on this.
I
It
think
was
that
probably,
I don't know why it's like that. It
it
looks
tastes
flat.
fine. It tastes good.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Not
So
flat. It's got carbonation.
I went to a concert last weekend. Let me tell you something.
So, and before you go, I want to tell you, I listened to the music, and they're fantastic. They are off the chart, fantastic, good sound.
They are fantastic. So I bought tickets for my wife to go see Thievery Corporation here in Austin. Okay, and it was at Stubbs Barbecue, downtown Austin. It was hot as fuck. It was outside, so fucking hot, dude. I was sweating so much. I was like, this is fucking absolutely horrible. This better be one of the greatest shows ever. And when I tell you, I don't say this very lightly. I've seen a lot of concerts in the last 5 years. I've seen a lot of concerts in the last 10 years. This is probably the best concert I've seen in a decade. If not best, top 3. They were fucking phenomenal. Phenomenal. From reggae to rap, hip-hop, to R&B, to... It was just... The whole thing was phenomenal. Motherfucker was playing the sitar in the middle for so long. It was just a fucking great show. So if you get a chance to see Thievery Corporation ever, you take that chance.
Yep. All right.
I'm telling you. And you will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed.
I listened to them in my headphones, and I thought they sounded outstanding. So it was great.
And they were just as outstanding live.
And you said that the crowd is good crowd too, yeah?
Oh yeah, it's a mellow, chill crowd, dude. It's
That's
a bunch
good,
of old
man.
people like us.
Really?
Old people with dreads, old people with this, old people with that. They came out in the 90s, so I mean,
I didn't know that.
yeah, I think they came out in 98, maybe 99. I think that album I sent you was from like 2003 or something like that.
You know, in 2003 we had young kids, and I wasn't listening to a whole lot of music.
I have young kids, and I'm still listening to stuff.
I streamlined my music taste when I had young kids. When I had time to listen to music, I went right to what I knew I loved.
Well, this is me telling you that if you don't get up to LA in September for one day to go see this show, you will be missing out.
It might be easier to find another venue that's on a Saturday.
There is no other venue. They're playing in LA one day. And if you don't like it, I will pay for your ticket. But I know you. I know your musical taste.
Okay.
And I know.
Definitely looking.
What day of the week was it on? What day of the week
Friday.
was it? It was on a Friday. You said
Friday's
it's hard for you to get up there on a Friday. So this is what needs to happen. Your lovely and beautiful wife needs to take that Friday off. You need to find someone to run your route for that Friday. You guys need to go up there, get a hotel room, go up there early in the morning or earlier, get a hotel room, go see a wonderful show, go have a nice dinner, and then go back, stay the night, and come home the next day. I think it would be a great date weekend for you.
You said they're showing at the Greek?
Yeah,
it's the Greek.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. It's a great venue.
Yeah. And it's a great band. And you're going to be like, God damn it, Jason, you were right.
I don't know how good this episode is going to air, but this has been the most fun that I've had because I'm like really buzzed now. And we basically talked about music, baseball, and threw some Israel in there because that's how we do.
Yeah, I didn't get to finish that Israel, but I like I said, I don't get it, but whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah. You want to take a little swing at that? Wrapping up Israel?
No, I think that I think it's a weird thing, and I think it's both parties' weird thing, and I don't understand why we don't care more about us, but we care so much about Israel. I truly think that we don't give Americans as much love as we give Israel, and it's weird. And it's weird to me. I'm sorry, it just is.
It also makes American citizens of Jewish heritage far more at risk. This world that we're living in here in the United States, you and I can say this and be completely objective about the politics of it, right? It's a weird thing to have our political system influenced by a foreign
Yes.
state, but
Yes.
neither of us would ever think that any American citizen should be put at risk or danger because
That
they're
too.
because they share some ancient racial and ethnic identity with the nation of Israel. Some of these people have never been to Israel in their life, and they're liberals, and they, and I got to be whether they're liberal or a conservative Jew, they should never be attacked in this country. And what's happening right now, our politicians, who are all of the Republicans and a good chunk of Democrats, are against the majority of the population. There's really only a small faction of American politicians that are on the side of most of the American people when it comes to this whole situation, or else there would be a two-state solution resolved decades ago. Decades.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Now,
I just think Netanyahu has and he's been saying it since the early 90s, man. He hates Iran. That's none of our fucking business. I think that they say Iran has nukes, but our own intelligence says it's not true. But we're not
who
to
says
believe we're not to
Israel
believe our
doesn't
own
say
intelligence.
Israel doesn't say they have nukes. They say that they can get them
Yeah, okay.
in like
Let's
in
reverse
60
that.
minutes or some shit, you know.
Netanyahu has been saying since the 90s, the Israelis are getting nukes. It's going to be 3 weeks. They'll have nukes in a month. They're 6 months from having nukes. He's been saying it all the fucking time. That's all he's said since the 90s because he wants to dismantle them.
I don't understand why he singles out the Iranians. I don't understand that. I mean, why not Saudi Arabia? I mean, I know that one is Shia and one is Sunni, but like, I mean, if the United States is Israel's ally, right, and we back them up when their shit's in the fire, right? Well, are they our ally? Because a lot of the people who hit us on 9/11 came from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. So they
You know,
say. Yeah. I don't know. Who knows? But why do we continue to give them money? They couldn't do any of this shit. They couldn't afford it. But I digress. I will end with this. The Detroit Tigers won 1-0 tonight. They only had 2 hits. We only had 2 hits. They had 4, but we still prevailed 1-0.
What were those 2 hits? They get a home run? Was it
They had
solo?
a 1 home run. Torkelson was the only person that had the hits. Torkelson had a single, I think, and a home run.
Who was on the bump tonight for
Casey
Detroit?
Mize. He's 9-2
nice.
now.
Must
He's
have thrown a
9-2,
nice game.
and that puts us 12.5 games up on the second place team, which is a nice cushion for the All-Star break.
Yeah, no, it really is. It really is. I mean, I don't want to talk about inevitability because that would like jinx us. And there's so much baseball left to be played. There really is. Like both of our teams could still miss the playoffs, honestly.
Yeah.
But it'd be kind of cool. What do you think should happen if like we're both end up being in the playoff race and it ends up being we got to have some sort of a wager, gentleman's wager or something.
100%, and we'll bring it on this podcast.
Dude, if they're playing each other in the World Series, we will do a 7-day-a-week podcast.
If they are playing in the World Series, we are fucking enemies, and I will not want to see your face or that stupid hat.
Baseball is glorious. I will not allow you to be my enemy.
If they're in the World Series, we got to have something fun.
Yeah, we will. We'll have
but, I mean, that's a long ways away. I mean, we're only halfway through, so.
Dude, there's so much great baseball to be played. I'm actually really excited. This is a cool season. I've recognized about myself since I've got the MLB package that I have a lot of baseball that I get to watch. So I like to talk baseball, like in a non-acrimonious way with my friends. So your team's doing good, so I follow Detroit. My buddy Mike's team does well. He's from Baltimore. I follow the Orioles, so I just want to see what they're doing. I like to be able to talk to you guys and relate with your teams and stuff like that. So that would be an awful lot of fun. That'd be a blast. We would become a baseball fucking podcast for like.
Yeah, I haven't been this excited about Major League Baseball in a decade. I mean, we've had the conversations. I can't get into it because my team is so fucking awful. But last year when they hit that stride at the All-Star break and they won like, I don't know what it was, 35 out of like 45 games, I got excited again. I
They haven't
started
broken
following.
stride.
I knew before that. I probably knew 5 players on the team. Now
Wow.
I can probably name everyone on the team if I sat and thought about, not everyone, but majority of them. I just couldn't get into it, and I was into it big and back in the day, but they were bad for so long. It was over a decade. We lost 100 games here, 100 games there. The ownership just did not give a shit. It was just not good. It was really bad. But now we're gritty. We're young. We might get some talent here. Someone maybe wants to come to Detroit. Because before we lost 100 and some odd games. I think it was 2008, maybe 2009, and then we were able to sign one superstar, Pudge Rodriguez. Pudge Rodriguez came in, and God, he was good for us. And that just started this trajectory of people coming, and we just getting more and more talent and getting better and better and better. And we made it to the World Series, but we lost. But we made it. We need that. We need that to happen again. Not that we don't have a superstar, but we don't. We have we have Skubal. He's a superstar. But I'm talking about a bat.
I'll tell you what. My cousins and I at the family picnic, my 2 cousins, Tom and Jeff, love to talk baseball with those guys. And man, they're harsh about it. Just about every team in the fucking MLB. But didn't have a whole lot of bad shit to say about Detroit. It was fun to watch them. They're a young, fun team to watch. It's kind of cool when and now you guys are catching a little bit of momentum. And if you want to knock the Yankees off and come meet us in the World Series, we would welcome that. That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun.
All right. You got anything else?
We've never done that. Like those 2 teams have never showed up in those 2 cities with those colors and stuff. I think that would be an interesting. And I don't know.
Well, you already swept us opening series, so.
Yeah, and hopefully y'all remember that shit when you step into the ballpark.
Of course they're going to remember it. Of course.
Now, unfortunately, they may remember it the wrong way.
Hopefully we sweep you.
We'll see. We'll see. It'll be fun, man. I don't want to sweep. It's got to go 7 games, or else we only get 4 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take the sweep though. It's cool.
This has been fun, Jason.
Yes.
Thanks for the walk through the beers.
Cheers.
I drank. I'm going to finish this stout because this is delicious. I can't finish that IPA, or else Christine's going to have to drive me to the bedroom.
Tell her to finish it.
Yeah, I think she's not drinking tonight. It's good though. That
He
IPA.
is now. No, just kidding.
So, like in review, all 3 of these beers were excellent. The Hef, it was awesome. Barbecue beer for sure.
Yeah.
Next time I'm going to put a squeeze of lemon in it, or not the lemon, the orange, because I do think it would taste better with that. The IPA, fucking dynamite. I can only drink half a beer. There's no way. It's just too much. I started feeling my eyes heavy during the middle. But this stout is excellent. Should I have this with dessert? Is this a dessert beer?
Sure, you can have it with dessert. You can have it with like a cheese tray. Some really. I don't know if you love blue cheese. I'm a big fan of blue cheese. Like blue cheese.
I do.
It's gonna sound disgusting, but the blue cheese, it tastes like feet. Not tastes, but smells like feet. Has tastes like feet. Has those those crystals inside of it, and it's just like, oh god, it's so delicious. This would be
good for stinky cheese. I'm good for stinky cheese. I got no objection. Anyway, thanks, Jay. Appreciate
Cheers.
it. You ready to wrap up?
Thanks, everyone. Yeah. Have a good night.
All righty. Till next time.
Yes, sir.
Ciao.